by Alejandro H Tengco, Chairman at PAGCOR.
Thank you so much, Miss Trudy, for the beautiful introduction. To the representatives from partner government agencies and fellow regulatory authorities, my colleagues from the Philippine Amusement Gaming Corporation, I've seen a lot of you while I was going around earlier, and I'm happy to note that one of our former chairman of PAGCOR, Chairman Efrain Genuino, is also here this morning. Let's a big hand for Chairman Genuino. I was just telling the former chairman earlier that because of his efforts then to set up the entertainment city, today, and I'm sure you will be reading in all the press releases, the income of PAGCOR has surged, and one of the main reasons is the project of then Chairman Genuino, the opening of all the integrated resorts during your time when you gave the licenses. So thank you for that idea. And today, PAGCOR is gaining the fruits of such endeavor. Thank you once again, Chairman. To our foreign counterparts, representatives from operations, suppliers, manufacturers, ancillary and other related services, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Earlier this year, I have been given the honor to address the gaming industry key stakeholders during the ASEAN Gaming Conference, in which then I had shared PAGCOR's plans and programs for the Philippine gaming sector, apart from imparting its contributions to nation building. These plans and programs include the following: the creation and upgrading of all our regulatory manuals, modernization projects of our slot machines and casino management system, the determination of new product offerings, revisiting and expansion of regulations, the enhancement of monitoring and enforcement measures to curb illegal online gambling, optimizing revenue generation efforts to sustain nation-building projects of the government of the Philippines, and the agency's plan to shift our energy towards a purely regulatory role. Last week, I was invited to be the keynote speaker at the Asian Integrated Resorts Expo Plus Global Gaming Show in Macau, where I had the opportunity to highlight PAGCOR's vision and accomplishments. I must say that engagements like these have become an effective platform in communicating the organization's drive to revitalize the gaming sector in the Philippines, as well as its earnest desire to ensure the integrity of the gaming industry and its zealousness in curbing illegal gaming operations. Today, it is with great pride that I once again address everyone to share PAGCOR's significant milestones as well as what has transpired during my incumbency as Chairman and CEO of PAGCOR. For the first half of this year, I am proud to share with you the figures we have generated thus far. From January to June 30, 2023, our total income from gaming operations had surged to 34.5 billion pesos. Contributions to nation building as of June 2023 had amounted to around 23 billion pesos. For the second half of this year, our total income from gaming operations is projected to be 37 billion pesos, which brings to a total of 71 billion pesos our projected income for year 2023. This, ladies and gentlemen, is 94% compared to the 2019 record-breaking year of PAGCOR. If realized, it will be 30% higher than last year's income of 55 billion pesos. I'd like to pause and welcome, I just saw a very good friend of mine, Mayor Emmy Calixto Robiano of Pasay City. A big hand for her. Meanwhile, our gross gaming revenue from January to June 2023 was 136 billion pesos. By the way, this excludes the gross gaming revenue from our Philippine offshore gaming operations. So, if the trend will continue, we will be recording the highest ever gross gaming revenue in PAGCOR's history by the end of 2023. And as projected, by the end of 2023, our total contributions to nation building will amount to 70 billion pesos just for year 2023 alone. The highs and lows of these data, notwithstanding these figures, these are all good indicators of how the gaming industry maintains its standing amid the socio-political turmoil and how PAGCOR remains to be a staunch ally of the government in its nation-building efforts. In keeping with our commitment to propel the revitalization of the gaming industry in the Philippines, we have introduced new game offerings and enhanced our gaming operations. To sustain this revival of the industry, we have planned and thus intend to put measures to encourage market growth and healthy competition. In particular, we have already taken the preliminary steps and entered into negotiations with different manufacturers for the modernization of all our slot machines in all PAGCOR properties that are run 100%. We expect our customers to have a renewed gaming experience as we endeavor to enhance our game offerings by replacing our old machines with a total of 3,500 brand new units of electronic gaming machines under a lease agreement between PAGCOR and manufacturers. We have likewise partnered with industry experts for the development of our IT programs and systems, most especially for the enhancement of our casino management system. This will play a pivotal role in improving PAGCOR's casinos in terms of operational efficiency, enhancing customer experience, facilitating real-time reporting and analytics, ensuring security and fraud prevention, optimizing financial management, and streamlining compliance requirements. We do not only endeavor to keep new game offerings to our customers, but we also aspire to provide a more complete and convenient gaming experience for all. To further excite the playing field, we intend to launch our own online gaming operations in the first quarter of 2024. It will be called casinofilipino.com, and that will definitely be launched by then. The online Casino Filipino aims to employ virtual reality-based technology which can stimulate the sights and sounds of a physical casino, thereby offering a realistic and immersive gaming experience for all our customers. Moreover, it allows players to interact with the digital counterparts of traditional casino games. The online Casino Filipino transcends physical boundaries and enables users from around the world to interact and participate in virtual environments. Thus, it can reach a global audience and can establish a presence in virtual communities of avid gamers. It likewise offers an opportunity to tap into new markets and diversify its customer base. The establishment of online casinos can bring several benefits and opportunities such as increased revenue, extended reach and market expansion, cost efficiency, and enhanced customer engagement. The expansion of the gaming experience, however, comes with a price. It demands more stringent regulations and monitoring, as well as intensified coordination with partner government agencies and relevant law enforcement bodies. As most of our licensees and accredited entities may be aware, and for those of you who may be interested enough to note, since the assumption of the current PAGCOR Board of Directors, we have been eagerly revisiting processes and regulations and relentlessly instituting reforms in our policies. While these efforts may have inevitably inconvenienced some, these were all for a more effective regulation of the industry. We seek to streamline policies, avoid redundancies, and ensure compliance with all relevant regulatory laws. To ensure that only legitimate entities are granted authorities or permits to operate, we have revisited and amended certain provisions of our licensing regulations for compliance by both our land-based and online gaming operators. With special notice to our offshore gaming licensees and accredited entities, recently, these companies were directed to resubmit requirements under the updated frameworks. Notwithstanding previously granted licenses and/or accreditations, these entities were treated as if they now have to file new applications once again and be subjected to strict monitoring. Conferences and dialogues are likewise continuously being held between and among licensees and PAGCOR, accredited entities, suppliers and manufacturers, and providers of ancillary and other related services to ensure the conduct of lawful gaming and business operations. To this end, we mandate the compliance by these entities not only with our regulations, but also with labor laws, immigration laws for our overseas licensees, applicable ordinances of local government units hosting their operations, and most especially following the anti-money laundering law and its implementing rules and regulations. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to take this opportunity to underscore the need for all of us in the gaming industry to pay special mention to these compliances. As called for by no less than President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., agencies are directed by virtue of Executive Order number 33, series of 2023, to ensure that the Philippines will be removed from the gray list by improving the country's measures against money laundering, terrorism financing, and the proliferation financing. To this end, I implore concerned officers and representatives of all gaming and other related companies to respond among their ranks the needed education and awareness of the country's anti-money laundering, counter-terrorism financing, and counter-proliferation financing programs. As the popular maxim goes, half of the problem is solved when the problem is correctly stated or identified. It is essential that concerned employees and officers are aware of the factors which are indicative of money laundering, terrorist financing activities, that predicate offenses and underlying crimes. Equally compelling is for these employees and officers to be educated on the steps to take in reporting such on the measures to be implemented to ensure that these illegal activities be contained and eventually thwarted. I cannot overemphasize the need for our country to be delisted from the gray list, as it affects not only the gaming industry, but it also negatively impacts our country's trade, commerce, and financial standing in the world. Our country's reputation for business integrity is likewise at stake, and for that reason, so are the jobs of our countrymen in the micro, small, and medium enterprises from which our kababayans, fellow Filipinos, benefit a lot. It is thus my urgent plea for everyone's commitment to take an active part in the government's efforts for the country's delisting from the gray list of the anti-money laundering law. the delisting would surely be a more effective driving force for the revitalization of the country's gaming industry, thereby assuring bigger contributions to our nation building. Earlier this year, I gave the news on our intent to privatize our self-operated casinos. As you very well know, it is very unethical to be both the regulator and the regulated. There have been so much concern on this fact, primarily because as a regulator, we are not supposed to be also operating casinos against our licensees. I would like to state this morning that we remain true to our word. But as we are aware that such would take time, we commit to increase the value of our casinos in the meantime by introducing improvements and reforms in our gaming industry. To this end, we do not only seek to expand our game offerings, but we shall likewise endeavor to change the look and feel of all our casinos to complete the renewed gaming experience. As I have shared in my previous speaking engagements, we intend to package our fully operational casinos equipped with state-of-the-art gaming machines, equipment, paraphernalia, and globally competitive, and more importantly, share with all the region's best casino personnel as one that everybody has been looking for. As I end my speech, I would like to thank the people behind the Sigma Gaming Conference for organizing this platform through which regulators, operators, and other businesses could gather to discuss best practices and breakthroughs, as well as impart services and other technologies. Opportunities such as this, more often than not, give birth to wonderful ideas which further sustains our industry. To the men and women of Sigma, congratulations for organizing this event. I did mention to the organizers earlier that since my assumption into office as PAGCOR's chairman and CEO, this is my fourth opportunity to be a participant in expositions and conferences. I had the opportunity to go to the big Las Vegas event, and then after which I was in Singapore and Macau recently, and today here in Pasay City, Philippines. And I should say, next to the big event in Las Vegas, this gaming show, Sigma Gaming Conference, is the biggest and the most successful I have seen and experienced since then. So congratulations to you again. To everyone present here today, thank you for all of you, to all of you. Please allow yourselves to learn from each other's industries and be inspired by everyone else's vision. I also want to highlight that to my right is an area dedicated for all startups. I laud the organizers for giving them the opportunity to take part in this conference. This gives all the startups the opportunity to be able to show to the world that they can do or produce products that can be useful not only to the gaming industry but for all other aspects needed by every citizen in the world. Congratulations to the new startups. So let this 4-day conference be as dynamic and vibrant as the revitalized gaming industry in the Philippines. Maraming salamat at magandang umaga po. Mabuhay kayong lahat.